I'm Jahina Logan.
And I'm Kristen Evans.
And I'm Hannah Tolbert, and we're Team Ocelots in Dr. Lomax's EDM 310 class at the University of South Alabama.
Next we're going to go over the lesson plan we have. The strategy for this lesson is a whole group, small group, and it's geared toward a second grade audience. The required time we want to spend around this is about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the pace of the students. The subject content area is going to be science, and we're going to be mainly talking about space and Earth. Then we're going to add technology education into it, as well as the arts education.
Then we'll go over our behavioral objectives, starting off with Science 11 to identify basic concepts of our solar system, including the sun's, planet, and Earth's moon. Technology education number 2 to identify applications and operations of various technology systems. And technology education number 7, using digital tools to access and retrieve information.
Another standard we'll be going over is Arts Education 1, where we apply a variety of procedures, methods, and subject matter in the production of two-dimensional works of art, including landscapes, still lifes, and relief prints, where we produce three-dimensional works of art. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify the planets in the order that they appear in the solar system, and they will be able to distinguish planets by name, color, and features. The lesson concepts is the solar system, the moon, the sun, and the planets.
Next, we will introduce the motivator to our kids to get them excited about the lesson.
We are the planets, and this is our song. Gather all your friends and come and sing along. Mercury is small, hot and fiery. Venus is bright, shiny and sparkly. Earth is home for you and me. Mars has Martians that are really funny. We are the planets, and this is our song. Gather all your friends and come and sing along. Jupiter is strong and very big. Saturn is the one with so many rings. Uranus is cold and far away. Neptune is last, but here to stay. We are the planets, and this is our song. Gather all your friends and come and sing along. Come and sing along.
This will get the kids really excited for the lesson that we have planned for them. Next, we'll be going over all of the facts that we've come up with for this PowerPoint.
First, the students will learn about Mercury. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun. 1 year Mercury is 88 days long. It's also the smallest planet in our solar system.
Then we will teach them about Venus. The atmosphere of Venus is made up of mostly carbon dioxide. Its size is slightly smaller than Earth. It features gravity similar to that of Earth. And Venus' surface is often described as a stormy desert full of many craters and very active volcanoes. And Venus also features no liquid water.
We will teach them that Earth is the third planet from the sun. Of all the planets in our solar system, the Earth has the greatest density. And Earth has plants and animals that live on it, and humans.
Next, we'll teach them about Mars. Mars is often described as the red planet because of its reddish tint. Mars is nearly half the size of Earth. Pieces of Mars have actually fallen onto Earth.
Then next we'll move on to Jupiter. Jupiter has a very strong magnetic field. You would weigh two and a half times as much as you would on Earth. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It is so big that more than 1,300 Earths could fit inside of it. And Jupiter has thick, colorful clouds of deadly poisonous gases surrounding Jupiter.
Next, we will teach them about Saturn. We'll teach them that Saturn orbits around the Sun once every 29.4 Earth years. Saturn is known for its rings. 4 spacecrafts have visited Saturn to bring back information about the planet, its rings, and its moons.
Next, the children will learn about Uranus. Uranus spins lying on its side like a barrel. This is perhaps due to maybe a large collision early in its formation. Uranus also has 21 moons. Uranus was the first planet discovered by telescope. Uranus's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen, but it contains large amounts of a gas called methane. Methane absorbs red light and scatters blue light, so a blue-green methane haze hides the interior of the planet from its view.
And last, we will teach them about Neptune. It is a large planet nearly 4 times the size of Earth, named after a Roman god of the ocean. Neptune is a water planet with a blue hydrogen methane atmosphere and faint rings, and Neptune is covered with a wisp-like clouds which stretch out around the whole planet.
And then lastly, we just have a page of our sources so the kids know that we cite our sources.
Then we'll move on to the interactive smartboard lesson that we have.
We will give the students, they're going to be required to do research on iPads. So there are going to be 8 iPads given to 8 different groups. There's going to be 3 students in each group. They're going to be required to find 2 books or magazines, any kind of book source on Alabama Virtual Library that gives facts or pictures about their planets. They're also going to be required to find another source outside of Alabama Virtual Library on the internet that gives information about their planet. And once they gather this information, they're going to pick out the 3 most important facts about their planet. And they're also going to be required to draw what they have learned through research, what their planet looks like. And once they complete that, they're going to come up and they're going to present, and they're going to show the picture that they drew, and they're going to explain the facts that they've learned about their planet, and they're going to share that with the class. Next, we're going to play an activity called Planet Pop.
What you do on Planet Pop is we're going to, the teacher will pop one balloon, and this one is the planet that's the closest to the sun. So what they're going to do is the group that they think that's their planet, they're going to raise their hand, and if they get the correct answer, they're just going to write this. They're going to write Mercury above it.
And then we're
You'll
going
just
to
keep popping them.
And each fact is one of the facts that we've went over in the PowerPoint just to refresh their memory.
It belongs to one of the 8 planets. So if a child thought that a planet that they had belonged to one of these, like this is the planet that has plants and animals that live on it,
which is Earth.
So whoever had Earth would come up and write Earth.
And then move on to another fact that this is the planet known for its rings, and the student would come up and write Saturn.
This one says that the planet is nearly half the size of the Earth, and that would be Mars. So whatever group had Mars would come up and write this if they guessed.
When the snowboard actually works. So next, say for instance, this planet has 21 named moons. They would come up and write Uranus.
And the planet that's the largest planet in the solar system, the student will come up and write Jupiter.
Whichever group thinks that this is theirs is the planet is Earth's closest neighbor. They would come up and write Venus.
And then the last one, which says this planet is named for the Roman god of the ocean. The student who thought that that was their group would come up and write Neptune.
My favorite.
Whenever the smart board actually wants to work. And so basically this allows the child to be interacted in the lesson. They're engaged in what they've learned. They're being able to be in groups so that they're not completing something on their own. They're actually having input from other people in their group. So if somebody were to know something about a planet, that could be a fact. It allows the students to be more interactive in the classroom so that they're not, doing book studies on their planets. We hope that this, allows the students to enjoy what they're learning, and
Most students love the smart board, so I think anything where the students can actually come up and write on the board is fun for them. Just to make this a little bit more fun, before we start this, we're going to tell the students that if they guess their planet as well as another planet, that they get an extra 2 points on the assessment that we're going to give at the end. So say Neptune, we popped their balloon and they guessed this right, but then whenever we say that this balloon that says the planet that's closest to the Earth, and Venus's group doesn't realize that that's theirs, whoever raises their hand first, they get the point for this. So that way they get an extra 2 points just to motivate them and challenge them and make them more excited about doing a smart board activity.
And then after Planet Pop, we will tell the students to break up from their groups and go to their individual seats, and then we will give them an assessment. The assessment will contain all the facts we just learned about on Planet Pop, but not in the order of the planets and not in the order of Planet Pop. All the facts will be lined up on one side, and then we'll put the planets on the other side, and the students will then have to match each fact with the planet that it goes to.
And they'll be worth 100 points each.
A lot of our material that we that helped us in this lesson came from a cool site called Space Facts, and we also used Smart Exchange for Planet Pop. Smart Exchange has a lot of cool activities you can use to interact into your Smartboard lessons. But the majority of the material that we found helpful came from Alex. We found the basis of our lesson plan on Alex, and we kind of put in our own thoughts and ideas to put it all together. We're excited to present this lesson on Thursday, and we thank Dr. Lomax and all the lab assistants in EDM 310 for all the help and experience that they have given us to be able to complete this project.